Uh, Robert B. Lawrence. Hey, Robert. Hey, Robert. How are you? Thank you for saying hello. Glad to have you in the chat. We're just getting our walk and talk in today, where we walk and we talk. And there are a lot of references and meanings and things behind the walking and talking, besides just rhyming. Besides it just rhyming. But as you know, if you cannot do it comfortably, just walk. Get your movement in. Keep moving consistently. And be persistent about being consistent. Walk, we talk. Come on. That's right, Robert. We walk, we talk. Thank you for the thumbs up. To the other people, give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. If you don't, that's okay too. You have been there for a minute. So you have supported the channel. I appreciate you. Come along and walk with me. We'll have to go back uphill. And we keep walking and talking as we go up the hill. But how you been? How was your week, Robert? How was your week this week? I hope everybody had a happy Labor Day. If you were able to be off, that's great. You're walking good, good. If you were able to be off, that's great. If not, we appreciate those of you who had to work. All right? You are appreciated. Just as much as I appreciate you in this chat and coming through my lives, okay? Uphill, pull, push, push, push. We're almost to the top. Push, pull, walk and talk. Push, pull, walk and talk. Bam! We made it. We made it. Now that's gonna get you a little winded, okay? When you do those hills and those things like that, you're gonna get winded. You're gonna get winded when you're walking flat surface. But the key is knowing when it's too much. Knowing when it's too much. That's good. You're with your students? Okay, you're teaching. I didn't know you teach. Yes, Robert, push, push, push. Thank you guys for being in the chat. I appreciate it. And thank you for the cash apps yesterday. I got cash apps yesterday and I didn't even go live. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. People sent cash apps yesterday and I didn't even go live. So you are appreciated. Okay? You are appreciated. I'm not here to ask you to do something you don't want to do, to try and make you do something you don't want to do. Not even here to motivate you. I'm here to encourage you to continue to do the things that you have already been motivated to do. All right? I have 19 years of tractor. Oh, you did say that. You did tell us that you were very experienced the other day. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. I love your support. I love your support. Always looking for good, genuine, supportive support. That's what we look for over here. We try to be encouraging. Again, I don't like to motivate as adults. I feel like we should seek motivation from God, from ourselves, and from those who truly know us. Because those who know us, they know us, you know. If I go tell my sister, I don't want to do that. I want to do it, but I don't feel like it. Let me tell you something. My sister's going to get on my behind in a way that's going to make me say, you know what? I might need to go ahead and do what I said I wanted to do, and she's right. My mother, of course, your parents, of course. But, you know, sometimes these parents are out here doing things we don't do, okay? Okay? But like, you know, your partner, if you get an exercise partner, walking partner, exercise partner, whoever, they know you. So they can motivate you because they know the real you. They know your ups, your downs, your good side, your bad side, what you like and don't like. And honestly, they, because of the experiences with you over the years, they know how to motivate you in an effective way. Okay? So I don't come on social media to motivate strangers. If someone finds motivation in a good way, I'm glad. But I'm usually on here. My job is to encourage you to continue to do the things that you have already been motivated to do. So when you're slacking, don't want to do it today, I want to say, go ahead and do it. But I don't want to help pull you up by the bootstraps and put you up off the couch. I don't want to do that. I have had my experience with doing that for someone, and they became too attached to me. Too attached. I'm telling you, it's like a single black female situation. So I don't do that anymore. I just encourage people to do the things that they have set in their minds to do. Encourage them on those days when they don't feel like it, you know? When I take a walk, I want to meditate on good things. Come on, exactly. Exactly. Like we all have our walk, right? We all have a walk. And when we take those walks, we want to meditate on good things. Not things that don't bring us joy, things that bother us, because those things are going to be there, right? They're going to be there. So we don't want to focus on those things when we're walking. Exercising is a relief mechanism. It is a relief. It's a relief experience, okay? Exercising is a relief exercise, right? When you exercise, it's not just about your physical, as we always say over here in Lions Pride. It's about your mental. It's about your physical, your mental, your spiritual, and your emotional. Because it's all about what? Your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. It's all about that. So we just want to be focused on good things. And if someone can see us and be, encouraged by that, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And if it motivates somebody, fine. But my goal is believe it or not, there is a slight difference between encouraging and motivating, at least for me. Because again, I feel like if I encourage you, I'm encouraging you to do something that you've already started. But sometimes you just don't feel like moving. You don't feel like going. You don't feel like pushing. You don't feel like climbing. You don't feel like elevating. You don't feel like trying, right? So we want to keep moving, of course, first and foremost. Keep pushing. Keep cruising and grooving. Keep elevating. Keep climbing. And when you have to, keep pulling. Sometimes you have to pull. Keep pulling. So I say that every day. And I say that every day because somebody somewhere, hey, somebody somewhere may need that encouragement to continue to doing what they've been doing or what they used to do, and they would like to start back doing, but they just hadn't started yet. Yes, that's right. This nation needs to be pulled by our bootstraps. Come on, Dr. King said that in the speech. Yeah, you gotta be. You gotta be. And a lot of the times, it's easier said than done, you know. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I had to talk to my neighbor for a few seconds. And sometimes you just gotta do it for yourself, right? Do you know how many people just have to sometimes just do it for themselves? That should be everything. Because you can only be you. You can't be anybody else. And you will hear people say, I'm not trying to be everybody else. I'm not trying to be in a competition, but your actions show differently. Be you. That's the best person. That's the best human you can be. Take notes from other people. Take cues from other people. But when you do that, don't become that person. Implement that into your own program. Make your own changes. Make it work for you. Make it unique. There's so much I have learned from other people. But guess what? I don't photocopy them like a Xerox machine. I make it my own. I put a twist to it. I put a spin to it. Because who wants to watch the exact same content or the exact same thing, robotic formation, at every YouTube house you go to? Because that's what we have. We got YouTube houses. That's what our platforms are, right? YouTube houses. That's right. Okay, I read that part. Ooh, see now, my sis Joyelle was in here telling me to get my skin so soft. I have done good so far without it this summer. I did use off because I started out the summer with off. I had off and I had Zevo. I think that's how you say it. Zevo. Z-E-V-O. Zevo. That's really good and off is good. But when I ran out, I had to get that citronella oil. If you're into essential oils, let me tell you, eucalyptus, tea tree oil, peppermint, and citronella. That citronella, mix it with a barrier so that it doesn't harm your skin. Mix it well with the barrier so that it doesn't harm your skin. If you choose to do that. And if you do that, you're doing it at your own risk now. Because remember, over here in Lions Pride, we do not what? We do not medically, clinically, professionally assess anyone. We don't diagnose anyone. We don't treat anyone. And we don't follow up and evaluate the outcomes of anything that you may hear, right? We just drop nuggets over here. We drop nuggets. And hopefully, I drop nuggets. Hope the chat drops nuggets. We just tell you about things that we do that help us or people we know in hopes that maybe those things can help you. But before trying any of those nuggets, no matter how minor, some are very small, but if you have certain conditions, and if you are absolutely healthy, always what? Contact your primary healthcare provider, okay? Converse with them, communicate with them, talk with them, have a discussion with them, and let them know anything that you plan to do as it relates to your health, okay? Let them know any and everything that you plan to do, especially if you are taking medications, right? You want to have open lines of communication between your doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant. If you've had injuries in the past, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, your nutritionist, your dietitian, because half of it is in the diet for a lot of us. For some of us, maybe more than half. For some, maybe not so much. But a lot of it is in the diet, right? Right? It's in your sleeping patterns. So your specialty doctors, you want to have the lines of communication open between each and every member of your healthcare team. Okay? Right, Robert. Between each and every member. And you also want to make sure that the lines of communication between your members are open. Let your regular doctor know what a specialty doctor has told you to do, and vice versa, okay? Just so that things don't clash, right? Let them know. And maybe it's okay, it's all good, it's still a go. Maybe some doses just need to be, lowered, increased. They just let them regulate it. So keep those lines of communication open, okay? So that your healthcare team can make the best decisions for you. And what do I preach over here? You guys are your biggest advocate, right? When it comes to your physical health, mental health, spiritual health, and emotional health. And I have to tell myself that because we're all human, right? And we all fall short of getting everything perfectly right, right? So you are the person who is your biggest advocate. When you feel like things aren't just right, make sure that you speak up. Keep the lines of communication open. It's football season, remember? Basketball season is not too far away. You have a team. If you're the quarterback, those other people are your support system, right? Your linebackers, your receivers, your running backs, right? Think of your health that way. Every aspect of your health. You're the quarterback. And think of your doctor as the coach. Okay? All right? You're the quarterback. So the reason I say it that way is because as the quarterback, no matter what the coach tells us, sometimes we have to change the play, right? Sometimes we have to change the play. So you are your biggest advocate. Your doctor is your coach. You are the quarterback. But because it is your body, you know how your body feels, right? So when they've told you to do something, and they'll often tell you, they're going to tell you, if it's uncomfortable, don't do it. They'll give you a modified way of doing it, right? Or they'll tell you not to do it at all. The way I tell you, if you're exercising and you get tired, you're walking and talking, and you get overly winded, you don't have to talk, just walk. Walking is the most important part of the walk and talk, right? It's the most important because you're moving. Not just moving these legs. Watch these legs move, okay? Look at the legs move. Be encouraged to get up and move your legs, your feet. Swivel those hips, okay? Put some pep in that step. Move with a purpose. Move those arms as you walk, right? Move those arms. That's why my phone moves so much sometimes, because I'm moving the arms too. Whether your goal is to lose weight, burn some extra calories, or just to be overall fit, right? Pay attention to what your body says. Listen to what your body is telling you. So even though your doctor is the coach, you are the quarterback. You let him know when things break down, things change. You know, and when I say break down, we don't mean literally, but it's just like a quarterback. When things break down from the place that the coach is called, he's got to make some changes, right? So you let him know. You communicate. All right, you guys operate together. God bless. Thank you, thank you. Yes, God blesses you with legs to walk. Get up and walk. I see people who, they walk, and that's all they have done. Some of them have never owned vehicles. And guess what? They don't mind that. They don't mind it. And many who do own vehicles, they walk more than they ride. Right? They walk more than they ride. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. Keep moving. Keep moving. Use those legs. The more we bend these joints. See, these joints have what's called synovial cavities. Synovial cavities. And what synovial cavities do is they create synovial fluid. So the more you move, the more your body creates. Even if you have certain joint issues, always consult with your primary healthcare provider. But I don't know one doctor, one primary healthcare provider, one nurse practitioner, one physician's assistant who's going to tell you, don't move. They're going to tell you that if it's uncomfortable, slow down and or stop. But the more you move, the more your cavities, those synovial cavities, create the synovial fluid that helps to lubricate the synovial joints. And the easier those joints glide, the easier they glide, right? And you have joints all over your body. So full body exercise is key. Full body exercise is crucial. So your body creates that synovial fluid, and it helps to lubricate those joints and helps them to glide next to each other and across each other in a smooth fashion. Now, if you are having issues, if it causes you more pain than relief, talk with your doctor, talk with your therapist. Definitely talk with your doctor, okay? And you guys can modify your plan. Because we eat M&Ms over here, remember? In Lion's Pride, we eat M&Ms. We're not talking about chocolate-covered candy, or candy-coated chocolates, rather. We're talking about, we got traffic, so we keep marching. See, we march. We stop, but we keep moving. Keep moving. We eat M&Ms, moderation and modification. Yeah, moderation and modification. Sometimes even the good exercises you have to do in moderation, depending on what's going on with your body. Maybe you had an injury, God forbid. Maybe you're just starting out. So certain exercises, maybe you can't do full throttle. You have to modify, right? You have to modify them. And instead of doing a set of 12 reps, maybe you do a set of 8. So you have to modify, and you have to do it in moderation, right? Jesus is my, yes. Come on, Robert. Writes out all your scriptures. Come on. Gives me medicine. He gives me diagnosis. He's a mind regulator. Come on, Robert. Come on. He's a heart fixer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And you know, a lot of times we have to get out of the way and let him do what we know only he can do. We have to get out of the way and let him do what only he can do. Because like my granny says, we're not perfect. I don't even try to be. Because also like he says, I'm not just right just. And what they meant old school when they said that is nobody's perfect. The most perfect you'll ever be is when you enter into this world from your mother. By the grace of God, through the vessel of your mother. That's the most perfect you'll ever be. And even babies have situations and things they have to deal with. But as far as like our actions, that's the most perfect we'll ever be. You have some people who are close to perfect. I'm not going to take that away from some people. There are some really, really good people in this world. They have been good their whole lives. Some of them have been HE double hockey sticks on wheels. And they found change. They decided to change. And now they're some of the best people you'd ever want to know. Right? There are people, it's very easy to be hypocritical, especially of people who you see do bad things. But a lot of times, and sometimes we don't really want to give them time to figure out why they're the way they are. And some people are just bad. Like, there's no reason. Didn't witness abuse, weren't abused. No, just like people who are abused, they're going to do one of 3 things. Just like having addictions. And they witness that. They're going to stay as far away from it as they can. Or they're going to participate in it, right? So, someone who's been abused, physically, mentally, or who've watched someone else be addicted to something, they're either going to do it too, they're going to steer clear away from it. Or if they do dabble, because having a drink on a holiday isn't an addiction. If they do dabble, they're going to know about moderation. Okay? They're going to know about moderation. So we can't always just say, oh, they're just bad for no reason, though some people are. But sometimes, you know, just like we talk about abuse, talk about substance abuse, physical abuse. A lot of times, those people have witnessed it, or it has happened to them. So they're going to go on to do it, or they're going to allow it to be done to them more, or they're going to stay completely away from it. Those are the 3 things that are going to happen. They're going to be an abuser as well, or they're going to continue to be abused, get in relationships, and not just like love relationships, I mean friendships, schoolships. They're always taking the fall. When it's time for a project to be done, everybody dumps the weight on them, and because they're used to abuse in their life, they sit there and they do all the work for everybody else. So they're going to either be abusive, or they're going to continue to receive abuse, maybe not as much, maybe just as much, or they're going to turn completely away from it. They're going to do a whole 180 of what they went through. A whole 180. Some people say a 360. And it's so funny to me because you know what they mean. But when people say a 360, I'm like, so you know a 360 is like, you're here, right? And you don't go to the other side. You come all the way back to where you start. So if you're trying to change, you want to do a 180. At least a 90 degree, right? You don't want to do a 360, because if you do a 360, then you're right back where you started. Yes, substance abuse is a very bad addiction. Right. That's right. Like the Williams brothers. Yeah. Sweep around your own front door while you're trying to sweep around mine. Okay? Exactly, Robert. Exactly. And like I said, most people are not perfect. You have a lot of people who might be close, who have been good people all their lives, and that's a blessing because that is the goal. The goal is to be a good person. But like someone told me, and I got the title Flashback Friday, I oftentimes flash back to was something I was taught early in college, right? When you start out, most likely your grass is green. But as we grow, as we get older, sometimes we start to look back over life, and we see that, hey, Just Beetle, hello, welcome to the chat. We look back over life, and we see some dirt patches, some patches where, we were cutting up, we were kicking up grass, right? See, sometimes we see grass, and then we see patches like that. So when you see enough of those patches, or when you start seeing nothing but brown, and the grass is just dwindling into a little small space, small area, you need to find ways to make that grass grow again. Have more grass. Okay? You need to find a way to have more grass. So it won't mean that you're perfect, but it means that you realized that you needed more grass. You needed more green. More green. Hi, are you? You're welcome. You needed more green. And so you still won't be perfect, but the better you become, the more it starts to look like this. Remember the other patch was mostly brown with a little bit of green? So when you truly in your heart decide that you want to do right, not meaning you won't backslide, not meaning you won't cut up, but that brown, it'll start to look more green. You'll get a brown patch like that one, but then you'll start back seeing green again, more and more green. Come on now, you need water and to fertilize the grass. And you do that with good deeds. Right, we have all sinned and fell short of, come on, God's glory. I remember this song from Don't Let the Green Grass Fool You By, okay? Don't let the green, come on, Robert. Come on. See, let me tell you something, Robert. Right now, Beetle is in here with us. I don't know if Beetle is still here, but there are 7 people. There was 30 people in here. Let me tell you how you keep a full chat, because I've experienced it. If you in some mess, or you starting some mess, or somebody started something with you and you addressing it, or if you talking about somebody bad, it can be a celebrity. You'll have a chat full. Thank you, Beetle. Thank you for the hearts. You'll have a chat full. But if you're talking about positive things like health and fitness, or trying to tell people how to, say you just start the live with no real topic, and you're just having adult conversation, good adult conversation, trying to tell people how to maybe handle a situation at work, how to maybe focus on losing weight, how to just stuff like that, or you're talking about religion or spiritual things, people don't like to hear that. And a lot of times because of the different beliefs, because some people don't believe, they'll leave. They'll drift away from the chat. And some people will think, well, I can't listen to you because I've seen you do this, that, and the other. See, I'm not going to get on here and preach to you, right? Because many are called, few are chosen, right? So I'm not going to get on here and do that, because that's not what I do. Because I know me, and I tell you guys all the time, I acknowledge my flaws. That's the first step into trying to better yourself and make that grass green. You got to acknowledge your flaws. My patience are short. If I feel like you're being petty with me, I will return the petty back. But I'm working on that. But a lot of times when I talk, I'm not just talking to the chat or someone who may come across this video replay or this live replay. I'm talking to myself. Remember I said the person to motivate you should be God. Next should be yourself. And then it should be your family and friends. Not someone on an app that you've never met. Now, it's possible to happen, But I'm talking about when you're engaging oftentimes in these chats with content creators, they don't know you. They don't know you. They'll give you what sounds like sound advice, but the devil on the other shoulder, because there's an angel maybe on the right shoulder and the devil on the left shoulder, is getting a kick out of what you're going through. Okay? They're getting a kick out of it for real. So you have to motivate yourself. And you can listen to people, right? And you can get something good from what they say, even if they're bad people. You listen to something somebody bad says, you can get something good from it. A lot of times you can have an encounter with someone and you still learn a valuable lesson from it. Beetle says, I just left. Let me slow down so I can see you, the comments. Beetle says, listening, facts, that's right, say it. I just left a heated and dramatic chat. I can immediately feel better energy here. Oh, Beetle, thank you. I appreciate it. That's right, Robert. The devil is a lie. A lie. And that's why I say, I'm not just right just. So I don't judge people for having to respond. Because see, what people don't understand is a lot of times people will bother you. Y'all know I say don't let bother people bother you, right? I'm talking to myself when I say that too. Don't let stress people stress you out. Stress people will stress you out. And I tell you all the time, if you find yourself in the misery lounge, grab your grip and go. Get up out of there. That's no good for you. That's just like if you wouldn't let somebody come bring misery to your home and just let them stay there, right? You put them out. You tell them to grab their grip and go. GTGAG. If you go to their home and you're not getting along, it might be you that day. You never know. Sometimes we have bad days and we cut up. And it might be them. But if you're in their place, their home, you're going to GTGAG. You're going to you're going to GYGAG. You're going to grab your grip and go. If they come to your place, you're going to tell them to grab their grip and go. Right? Right. So when you're out here in the world in general, I always say if you're in Walmart and you're on an aisle and somebody just keeps bothering you, you know, the old you may cuss them out. Okay? If you're trying to be a better you, trying to create more green grass, even though you don't have to and you shouldn't have to, the better you will just go to the next aisle and come back around until they're done doing whatever they're doing, because it seems like it could really look like they're trying to get on your nerves, right? You're at church. You got some people who are trying to get on your nerves at church, and though you may like to sit over there on the left side in the third pew, you know, usually you're the person, third or fourth person. Listen, somebody might start sitting there one day, and then the next couple of Sundays they sitting there and they just doing something very annoying, rattling paper, candy paper. Well, you can ask them politely to stop, but if you know your flaw and you know that you are easily irritated, you might say, I'm gonna sit on the fifth pew today. You know, sometimes we just gotta move around. Ain't nothing wrong with moving around. A lot of times people, they wanna say, why should I have to move? And that's true. But if you got two people and both of y'all thinking that way, then you're at a standstill, you're stuck. You're not moving, right? You want to keep moving. It's just like when our parents and grandparents told us, if you argue long enough, even though you know who the real fool is, if you just keep going back and forth, a stranger will walk up and they won't know who's who, right? Now they can decipher it, but why even go there with somebody who means nothing to you? Why even go there or be bothered by that with someone who means nothing to you? And like I tell you, my flaws are I'm short patience. And when I see someone doing something intentionally to annoy me, I'll say something. I'll be just as petty as them until they just do too much, and I will speak out. I won't keep speaking out and speaking out. Because see, some people have an attachment to you that is like obsessive. They are mentally challenged. You can hear it in the way they speak. You can see it in their actions. You can see it in the things that they do. And you have to all you can do with that is be petty sometimes. Let them know that you see them, seeing you see them, okay? Because the first thing they say, well, if you wouldn't look at me, you wouldn't know. Well, no, when I see somebody with a certain type of behavior, and I know for a fact that they're watching me, heck yeah, I watch. Heck yeah, because I know what they're about. You know, one of the sheeps that unzipped the clothes and the wolf came out. So yeah. So that's a two-way street when you say, well, how do you know if you don't? Well, I know how it started, and I know what has transpired since. So I know what that person is about. I know the attachment that they have, the obsessiveness that they have. So yes, I look. And that could be considered a flaw. You know? That could be considered a flaw. Like I said, we have our flaws. We have to know what they are. That person is watching me right now. She's either watched me from the beginning to now, or she's gonna watch the replay. Hey girl. And I watch them. But like I say, I watch because if I thought that they had left me alone and wasn't trying to Xerox me, I wouldn't even watch them. I'm not subscribed to them, but I do look and check. Because this is an app, and people love to say, there's enough out here for everybody, right? Yeah, it is enough out here for everybody. But let me tell you something. Some people go through, I saw a young lady talk about this today. Some people go through heck and high water to get their channel to a certain place. And then to see somebody else try to ride their back or their coattail. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not above helping people, motivating people, because that's what I did. Until I saw how obsessive it could be. See, the first time you tell somebody something that they don't like, or you say something to them that they don't receive well, a lot of things can happen. Remember, we talked about abuse. 3 things can happen. You're going to be an abuser later, or you're going to continue to receive abuse from other relationships as you get older, if you witness it, or if it happened to you as a child, or you're going to do a whole 180 away from it. Well, sometimes on these apps, when you have disagreements or falling out with people that you don't really even know, you just know them from seeing an avatar in the app, they will cling to you, and they don't have any shame about how obvious it looks. So I've talked to a couple of people who are very, very knowledgeable people who see stuff for what it is, and I know I'm not crazy. Then I've talked to some who, they see it, but it's like, oh well, it happens because it happened to them. So you have to just know what you know, and you learn from those experiences, and you know not to do whatever you did again. Even when you think you're doing something positive, because you, like I said, it doesn't even have to be a falling out. You could just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go left and let them go right if that's what they feel they're doing. Or, because in my mind, I know I'm going right because I know me and I know how much I will do, you know. So I just decide to be petty with it, or I just, you know, try to go right and let them go left, or go left if they feel like they're right. It doesn't matter. Just detach. You have to do that at work sometimes. You don't have to be buddy-buddy with everyone you work with, but you should be able to work on one accord to get the job done, right? Right? You can't have doctors who have a practice together and they don't get along. It's not going to work well long. Everybody in the practice, from the nurses, the accounting staff, to the patients, eventually will feel it. So sometimes it's just best to let go. But some people will let go because they're mad, but they can't move on. They will let go because they're mad, or because you give them no choice. But because they want the choice, they can't move on. Right? Speaking, Miss Peace, you're walking in God's favor. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. Come on, Robert. Just walk out and pray about it. That's it. That's all you can do. Don't let things get to you. My dad, rest in peace, used to say that. Yes. Yeah, and that's the most of what we can do, because they told us right. And I think with every generation, just like our grandparents told them right, you still fall short sometimes, because like we said earlier, you fall short. So I just try to keep myself from going to a place I know I would go or could go, and I just stay petty or silly, and you just keep it moving. Give yourself something to laugh about. Give yourself something to laugh about. Because you will have people tell you what you won't do on these apps, and they don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about you. Nothing. I would never tell anybody on here what they will do, won't do, shouldn't do. I don't know them like that. I don't. I don't know them to say that. All I know is I can know them and in a way to tell them something that I would tell anybody in life, that I would tell a stranger walking down the street. If someone walked right past me right now and they were telling me a situation, they stopped, they wanted to get it off their chest, I would try my best to tell them the most peaceful way possible of how to deal with that situation. And sometimes, like I say, being silly and petty about it is a way. You're kind of engaging and going back and forth with it, but at least you're not going overboard. And sometimes some people have the gift of, I don't give a hoot, and just keep doing whatever you're doing over there. Because it's like you said, Robert, God is leading the steps. Each and every person's steps. Some people don't even understand when they're trying to walk in someone else's steps. Like they'll break their pocketbook, they'll break their wallet, trying to do something that they're not trained to do. But they'll break the bank trying to do it. And you just laugh. And you be like, I be like, girl, I would train you one day, and that would solve the whole problem. I would train you one day, and that would solve the whole problem. That would solve the whole problem. Because you don't know what people's walk is. You don't know their journey. You don't know what they do. So trying to keep up with the Joneses is never a good thing to do. Trying to get a house because they got a 5-bedroom, you want to get a 7-bedroom. But then they end up with their 5-bedroom still looking way better than yours. Trying to get somebody gets a new boat and you want a yacht. You know, somebody gets a new Mercedes, Cadillac, or some of these other cars, some of these names now that aren't so big, they have great cars. But you got to go and get a Tesla. You got to go and get a Lamborghini. You got to go and get a Spider. It's crazy. It's crazy. But like I always say, people be peopling. People be peopling. And then they'll say, that's not what they're trying to do. That's not what they're trying to do. Baby, your actions speak louder than those words you're putting out. It looks like that's exactly what you're trying to do. But again, you have to know your own flaws. Don't let your flaws take total control of you. Because if you let your flaws take total control of you when it comes to dealing with other people, you'll do some things that you don't really want to do. Right? And then you keep messing with folks, you don't know what people want to do. You'll do some things that you really don't want to do. And even if you want to do them, you'll do some things that you don't need to do. Right? So we don't want to do that. We're trying to walk in the what? See how that grass is all mixed? Look at that. See, there's a particular area right here. It's all mixed. We're trying to walk where it's green. We're trying to walk where it's green. This time of the year, green grass will get brown because it's so hot. Sometimes the sun just cooks it. But you got to keep it watered and fertilized, right, Robert? Got to keep it watered and fertilized. You have got to keep it watered and fertilized. Look at that. See? Started to turn back green. Started to turn back green. But if you let the negativity sit on it, it'll stay brown. Right, walk in God's favor. That's right. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I'm going to walk for another 5 minutes to cool down. And we could talk about those R words. Rest. That's what I want you to get this weekend. For those of you who have to work this weekend, especially if you have kids or grandkids that you help during the week or parents that you help during the week, hopefully, even though you have to work, maybe you can get a break from the kids or the grandkids or have a little extra time with the schoolwork. I know that schoolwork can be something. Have a little extra time, you know, I always say you guys need to take about 15 minutes a day. And you can do it at work on your 15-minute break, but preferably at home as well. Do it at home. Take some deep breaths in and out. Okay? Take some deep breaths in and out. and just sit and just think. Okay? Think about positive things. If there's some negativity going on around you, think about ways that maybe you can't remove it or stop it, but better ways to deal with it. All right? So take some deep breaths in and out when you first sit down for that 15 minutes. In and out. Belly breathe. Pull it in. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, release. And when you exhale, think of releasing the negativity. Even though you may not be able to make it go away, think of it as calming yourself down. Calming yourself down. Pray 3 times a day. Come on, Robert. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Robert. You take care as well. I hope you and your students have a wonderful weekend. Hope you guys have a wonderful, safe weekend. Hope everyone had a happy Labor Day. It is September, and y'all, once October hits, it's holiday season. 3 full months of holidays, holidays, holidays. The big ones, right? So take care of yourselves. Remember, get you some rest. Release bad vibes, bad people, bad situations, bad things. Remove them or remove yourself from them. Okay, relate to the things that you can, resolve the things that you can, refill your cup. If your cup is half full, you may see it that way. Some people may see it as half empty. Whatever it is, just replenish and refill it. Okay, replenish and refill it. All right. If it's a cup of negativity, pour it all out. If it's a cup of negativity, pour it all out. But if it's something good, you see it half empty or half full, repour, refill, okay? Rejuvenate, refresh, replenish, restore, all right? Rebuild, rebalance. Things are out of kilter, rebalance, reform, reshape, okay? Relax, relate, release, resolve the things that you can't, anything you can't relate to, anything you can't resolve. God's got it because he knows about it already, all right? And there's 4, the S-E-L-F, self, S-E-L-F. You can put it in front of anything. You can put it in front of anything. But the most important thing you put it in front of is love, self-love, self-motivation. Motivate yourself, right? Self-determination, self-esteem, self-education, self-reliant, all right? Self-fulfillment, okay? Self-reward. Reward yourself this weekend. That's basically treating yourself. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. We know how things are right now, very expensive. Just find something simple. If it's just a lunch date with yourself, reward yourself. Revisit some things you used to do that you haven't done in a while that brought you joy. Okay? Respect, right? Reevaluate. And definitely remove. So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. And you know why? Because without peace, there is chaos. Or at least there can be. Without positivity, there can be negativity. So we're hoping for positivity, right? Or at least just calmness, okay? So peace, positivity, and prosperity. Wherever you got chaos and negativity, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I'm not going to say that you won't prosper. But if you allow it to affect you enough, you might not prosper to your fullest potential. I want you guys to prosper. I definitely want to prosper. I want us all to prosper. Okay? So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk original over here in Lions Pride. Maybe tomorrow, but hey, tomorrow is Saturday. It's college football Saturday. Spend some time with you. Spend some time with your family. The social media doesn't need a video every day, a live every day, a short every day. What do you not have? Get your man and go do something. Get your woman and go do something. All right? Get your kids, get your families, get your parents, go do something. All right? Turn the phone off. Know where everybody is that you need to be aware about. Upload some stuff that you've saved. But spend some time with your folks, with yourself and with your folks. Because, baby, by the actions on here, somebody ain't spending some time with somebody. Bye, y'all.